Why does it always seem like seniors, the elderly, people with disabilities, and individuals living on a small fixed income from Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB are always forgotten about? Well, based on some research that I recently did and information that I found, we may actually have some answers for this. Let's get into it and talk about it. But really quickly, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate, and I'm here for you every single day bringing all the latest updates and talking through very important information that you certainly need to know right now. And all of the groups that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, don't worry, I will never, ever, ever forget about you, unlike other people in Congress. Yeah, we know who they are, right? Pretty much everybody in Congress, with the exception of just a very small handful. However, if you haven't done so yet, feel free to scroll back in my videos and look through them. I have literally hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of videos that are specifically dedicated to the groups of people that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So let's get into this and talk about it a little bit further. So if you've been watching my videos for a while now, or if this happens to be the first one you're watching, hey, first off, thanks so much for watching this. I really do appreciate it. But many of you probably know that the groups that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, seniors, the elderly, people with disability, SSDI, SSI, VA, Social Security, retirement, basically all of these groups that I mentioned, it seems like are forgotten about time and time again on pretty much everything, right? We continue to see all of these multi-trillion-dollar packages hitting the table. We see all of these initiatives, all these proposals, all of these things that are being introduced in Congress across the board, all of these different programs, all of this money that is being sent out for all of these different initiatives and everything out there right now. And every single time we look at these programs and say, okay, great, we've got $2 trillion in this package. We've got $1.8 trillion in this package. We've got $2 trillion or $2.2 trillion in this package, or another $900 billion in this package. What is in it for these lower income groups, or specifically the fixed income groups that I've been mentioning throughout this video? That's a really good question, because a lot of times we sit here and look at all these massive packages or the proposals and all of these things that are coming out right now, and I think a lot of us sit here scratching our head for a while saying, okay, great, they got all of these provisions and there's maybe a little scrap in there for the low income and fixed income. I think it makes a lot of us really wonder, what is the whole purpose behind some of these packages, and what is really in these things for the lower income, and why do they continuously leave out these fixed income beneficiaries, like I've been mentioning, Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB? So I started doing more research on this, and I started paying attention to the way that a lot of this information is actually written. Here's what it really comes down to. Now again, give me your perspective on this. Like, leave me your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this and why you think this is. But based on a lot of reading, by the way, I think many of you recognize at this point, I do a lot of research on this literally every single day. I do a ton of reading of all kinds of different articles and sources. I look through all kinds of different things, so I read through many different things every day. And I started looking at things from a little bit of a different perspective. Well, here's what I found. It seems that many people in Congress and basically everybody out there who is writing these bills and all of these provisions and everything else out there right now, it seems that they have this mindset that anybody who's living on a fixed income, like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, you know the list, right? We continue going through it. It seems like they have this mentality that anybody living on these benefits is just set. Like, you're getting a monthly benefit, you're getting a monthly stipend, you've got to be fine, right? That means that you must be totally fine financially. Well, I think all of us in this community know that is so far from the truth. And here's why. Because there are people out there, many of you right here in this community, I see your comments down below, so I know it's true. Many of you living on $600 a month, maybe $800 a month, maybe $900 or $750, maybe $1,100 a month, $1,200 a month. And all of us know at this time, living on that little bit of money, even if it's $1,200 a month, is not going to cut it. Seriously, with everything that's going on right now, unless you're maybe getting additional benefits, maybe like a couple $100 from SNAP benefits a month, maybe you're getting some housing vouchers or something to help with your housing, maybe you're getting some kind of utility assistance, maybe all of those things combined in conjunction with a big healthy benefit of maybe $1,200, $1,300, $1,500 a month, which, by the way, I've only seen a very small handful of people actually getting that amount. Unless you're getting all of that in conjunction with a nice big benefit, maybe you could sneak by. But for the most part, the vast majority of you are not getting a $1,200 or $1,300 benefit. You're not getting a $1,500 benefit. From what I've seen in the comment section, it seems that the vast majority of people are getting anywhere between about $600 and $900 on average, based on what I've seen in the comment section. So this whole idea and mentality that many people have, which is, oh, they're receiving a monthly benefit, they must be fine because they're getting money every single month. Well, I'm sorry, but that is not even close to the truth. The monthly benefits that these beneficiaries are receiving are so incredibly low that there's no way that anybody could have any standard of living on $800 a month and expecting to cover rent, utilities, all of your bills, put some food on the table. I mean, that'd be nice a couple days a week, right? Yeah, is that even possible? For the vast majority of people that I've been seeing down in the comments section, and many of you right here, I'm going to say not even close. There's just no possible way that that is even close to what people need on a monthly basis. In fact, I would say at a minimum, probably double the benefits. Seriously, for the vast majority of you out there, doubling your benefits would probably get you to a point where you could probably sneak by. I mean, literally, kind of like sneak by, right? Pretty much you'd spend all of your money on housing, utilities, food on the table, insurance for your car, gas for your car. It would be nice to get some new clothes every now and then, right? Yeah, covering all of that stuff, your necessities of life, your basic living expenses. Probably doubling your benefits, maybe up to $1,200 to $1,600 to $1,800 would probably where benefits would need to be in order to actually have somewhat of a decent standard of living, right? Even that would probably be cutting it pretty close, right? But here's the thing. What I found, like I said, with all of these articles that I read, everything that I'm finding out there, it looks like most people have this impression that because everybody's getting a monthly benefit, because they're getting Social Security or SSDI or SSI or VA, that means that these people are set and they have no worries to worry about because they have these monthly benefits. And I just feel like, newsflash everyone, that is not the case at all. If anybody doubts that, I feel like, you know what? Read through the comments section on any of my thousands of videos and you can clearly see that it is simply not enough. We continue to see this so many times in the comments section. In fact, it wasn't that long ago, I was kind of going back and forth with somebody who was saying, nobody needs more money right now. Nobody needs raises to benefits. Nobody needs stimulus checks. And I was going back and forth with this person saying, wake up, where have you been? People need extra money right now. And then, of course, they rebutted by saying, maybe people should get a job. And I said, okay, now you've crossed the line because here's the deal. The people that are in my community, first off, a lot of seniors and people that are elderly. I don't know about you, but I don't want to see my grandparents have to go out and get a job at the age of 70 or 75, 80 because they can't cover or they can't live on their Social Security. I don't want to see that. That's not what people should have to do. Also, what about the people who have disabilities? Should they be required to go and get a job because they can't make it on the little Social Security disability benefit or SSDI benefit? Sorry, that's not going to cut it either. So getting a job is not really realistic for a lot of people. Therefore, it probably shouldn't have to be realistic for some people either who have already spent the vast majority of their life putting in time and working. And you know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of people here who have been working for 30, 35, 40 years and now living on Social Security and still can't make it. Should we expect those people to go back and get a job like some people have required or requested, I should say? No, seriously, this is absolutely nuts for some people to even make those statements. So anyway, the whole point of that story was basically these benefits need to be raised, and it's kind of shocking that there's so much ignorance out there revolving around like people that receive these benefits and saying that, oh, it's fine, they receive the benefits and they're making it just fine on these benefits. Okay, maybe a very small portion of people are because they're maybe getting a few $1,000s a month, but that's the exception. I mean, that is certainly not the rule when it comes to these benefits. The vast majority of people, I would say, are probably receiving less than $1,500 a month. At least based on this community, that's what I continue to see. So I find it kind of interesting how there's this whole mindset out there that kind of revolves around this whole idea that, well, fixed income benefits are, just fine. Fixed income is totally fine. You've got to be just living just high and dry if you receive Social Security. And that's not the case at all. So I've been seeing this a lot lately, and it's not necessarily written out in such a way that people say like, oh, they're totally fine. It's not really written out that way, but rather it implies with the things that people are saying, like, well, their monthly benefits are covering everything, so they wouldn't necessarily need additional relief. And I just feel like, dude, wake up and smell the coffee. That is not the case at all for all of these millions of beneficiaries. Yes, maybe a very small portion of fixed income beneficiaries are doing just fine, and that's okay. Yeah, some people are doing just fine, just like everything. But the vast majority of people receiving retirement benefits or disability, SSDI or SSI or survivors or VA are nowhere close to even that being true. That's not even anywhere close to the truth, right? So anyway, I thought this was very, very interesting, and I thought it would be something that would be interesting to share with you simply because I think a lot of us continue to look at all these packages out there, all these proposals and provisions and think, what's in it? Why is there nothing in here for seniors, the elderly, people with disabilities? It's because of this mentality that they're doing just fine. Yeah, that's not true. Anyway, I wanted to come back and rant about this a little bit because I feel like this is nuts. I mean, who got this idea that living on $1,000 a month is, an equitable standard of living? For anybody trying to do that is coming up with these great ideas, then I would say I would challenge you to try to live on $800 a month, or maybe $900, or maybe $1,000. Good luck. I think a lot of us in this community can probably say, yeah, good luck with that. It's probably going to be way more difficult than somebody could realize. And I've seen it down in the comment section many times as well. I've seen a lot of you say, I'd love to see these lawmakers and the people in Congress try to live on $800 a month. Try to live on $1,000 a month. Good luck. They wouldn't be able to do it. There's no way. They'd try it out for about 3 days and they'd say, forget this. This is too hard. I want to go back to my other standard of living. Yeah, exactly. Then why should we expect other people to do it? If they're not willing to do it themselves, then why should we expect other people to live that way? Right? So anyway, interesting stuff. But again, please remember, I am here for you every single day as your one and only daily advocate. I help you out in any way that I possibly can, as well as bring you all of the latest updates as we get them and as they're being released, as there are a lot of different things that are changing and that are being updated literally on a daily basis. So again, thanks again for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe down below, share this video with your friends, family, and social media, and feel free to go back and check out any of the other 1,800 videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I appreciate it. I'll catch you again later.